Now, these are just a few tips. There are many more tips, but these are just a few tips. All the modern vehicles, most of the modern vehicles now come with many economical functions that they can use to help you consume less fuel in traffic. One of the most ergonomical ones, or one of the most modern ones I see, is the start and stop function, where the vehicle actually shut off when you press the brake and come to a complete stop. And then whenever you're going to move off again, as soon as your foot leave the brake, the car start back, which that saves fuel because the AC will still run while the car is off at that moment. Also you have the hybrid cars that don't use the gas engine in at all unless accelerating, and it comes with two engines, electric and a gas engine, that work simultaneously to give you a better fuel economy. But what about if your car don't have all those fancy stuff? What can you do to minimize the amount of fuel you consume in traffic, especially for those in the city areas? One of the things I've tried and experimented with and realized that it really works is using neutral when you come to a complete stop. That will take the load off the engine, the load off the engine, and will save some fuel while idling in traffic. Another thing is to use the roll-off method. When you put the vehicle, let's say you're in neutral now, you put the vehicle back in drive. You ease off the brake. Don't touch the gas. You don't need to touch the gas. That's enough to get you moving to keep up with traffic. Unless you're going up an incline, you might need to touch the gas a little bit. Another tip is to not use the air conditioning on the coldest setting. I may explain. When the AC when you turn on the AC, the AC compressor comes on, right? And that puts an extra load on the engine. That's why you always hear from ever since that when you turn on the AC, you burn more gas because there's more load on the engine. But the thermostat in the vehicle will turn off and on the compressor as it needs to keep the vehicle at a particular temperature. Now, when you set there's a fault with I believe in all. If I were to be the one that invent these things, I would change this. But whenever the vehicle is on the coldest setting, the compressor stays always on. Even if you use the AC 1 degree above the coldest setting, it will still make the compressor stop and start sometimes. But whenever you use it on the coldest setting, the compressor stays on at all times. So here's the simple tip: is don't use the AC on the coldest setting. If the coldest setting is 17 degrees Celsius, put it at 18. You won't notice the difference. So those are my couple little tricks. Use neutral. Use the roll-off method when moving off. Don't use the coldest temperature on the AC. And remember to like and subscribe to see more videos. Thank you.